What's up, y'all? How are y'all doing tonight? How is it going? Y'all, I cannot believe this with Bank of America and Zelle with the missing money. People waking up and their account go from like $2,000 to like $2 or millions of dollars to like $2,000. I was just like, wow, that is crazy. What would you do if you woke up and your money was missing out of your account? So that's what we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about, what are some ways that we could, do a emergency fund or rainy day fund. Also, we're going to talk about some high yield savings accounts because I did ask you guys what were some of your goals for 2023, and people did say that they wanted to save some money. And the thing is, let's say you're saving 1,000 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Where are you putting that money? So, we're going to talk about some high yield savings accounts as well. But get in here, y'all. I hope y'all are doing good. I had a really good day today here in Nashville, Tennessee. The other day when we were talking, I had actually, y'all, I had got 10,000 steps, and I had not gotten 10,000 steps in a while. And then the next day, y'all, I barely got 3,000 steps. And then tonight, I'm almost at like 9,000 steps. But y'all, I had a really good night. I was downtown hanging out a bit, and I was playing, some of the games. We were doing bowling, ping pong. Y'all, I was sweating, my hair was sweating and everything. So it was so funny, but I had a really good time. Y'all, I was just like, whoa. It was fun. I was like, Forrest Gump in there. It was so funny. Y'all, I'm just like, wow. What's up? We got HR Collins in here. How's it going? How are you doing? So glad that you could join. Man, HR, what would you do if you woke up and your money was not in your account? And y'all know me and Bank of America, we are not seeing each other anymore because me and Bank of America had we split up because I was with Bank of America like 15 years, and maybe like 2 years ago when they were like slashing credit cards and closing credit cards, they had ended up closing two of my Bank of America credit cards. Y'all, I was so mad because I had been with them for so long. I had two credit cards, and then I had my checking account, and I was like, I could not believe that it happened. And so I had my Navy Federal as well, but see, my Bank of America was still my main account, and I was not even depositing money into my Navy Federal. But once that happened, I was just like, you know what? I cannot even deal with Bank of America no more. And so I had ended up closing that account and going and putting all my money into Navy Federal. So, but I was very surprised about hearing, with them, because Bank of America was really blaming Zelle, and then Zelle was saying it wasn't their fault. But the whole thing is, it really doesn't matter whose fault it is, I guess. Where is my money? So, you wake up and your money is not there. And so, just like HR is saying, to be honest, that's why I have 6 bank accounts, literally. And that's what I'm saying. So, I have two credit unions. So, I'm with two credit unions. So, I'm with Navy Federal, and then I'm with another credit union here in Nashville, Tennessee. And so, that's why it's good to have our money with other banks and credit unions. And then also, we was talking about credit cards, and here's where I think credit cards will, really kind of help us out. So we're going to talk about all that tonight. So y'all let me know where y'all at. Who else? We have IYBL. Speaking of Bank of America, not very many know that Bank of America is always running promotions within 90 days. Receive direct deposits of 1,000 or more and get $100, which is over 40% return on investment. I don't know that I knew about that, but I don't know, because I loved Bank of America. I'm not even gonna kid you on it, because on the one hand, Bank of America is like on every corner, no matter what state that you visit. So that's why I really liked Bank of America. And then I was telling y'all the other day, with, let's say, like fraud protection and things like that. So like, let's say if anything would ever happen with my Bank of America account, like they would send me a message or they would call me, and then they would just send me another card, like my money would still be there. So I usually didn't have any problems with Bank of America. But when they closed those two credit cards, y'all, that was like the last straw, because I'm just like, wow, here it is. I'm a customer for all these years, and it's like you don't even give me no warning, no message. If they would have just slashed my limit on those credit cards, I think I could have took that, because one time before they did, maybe like several years ago, I want to say maybe like 2011, they had slashed my limit. And so I think that that's why you really don't want to have high utilizations on credit cards, because let's say if you had 15,000 credit limit but you owed 6,500, and then if they slash that credit card down into 6,500, then you at 100% utilization. So I was just like, woo, that ain't even right. And so, but I was okay with that. But then fast forward to 2020 or 2021, when they had just closed the account, and I thought something crazy was going on. But then they was just like, they finally had sent me a letter, and then they were saying that they was going to close the account, because I feel like we were really at a credit crunch at that time. So, I don't know. Let's see, who else do we have in here? We have Sledge Inc. in the building. My video is dropping at 9:32. Drop some support. And I think this is going to be part 2. So he's over in St. Lucia for his birthday trip. And it was pretty cool, the first video. So y'all have to go over there and check out his channel. I'll have to see if you can drop your channel in the chat, and in that way people can go over to your channel, because he has great information on his channel. I actually love St. Lucia. I've been over there one time before. It is really beautiful. So yeah. Let's see. IYBL says literally all banks run promotion offers like that. Yeah, so I think that that's good if you can find a bank that's offering promotions. And we're going to get into that a little bit later today as well, because I do want to talk about some of those high yield savings accounts. HR says he has Capital One Bank, Citibank, US Bank, DCU, I'm not for sure which bank that is, Navy Federal, and American Express checking. And see, I think that that's so smart. And pretty much what this is showing us with this Bank of America issue, with people waking up and their money was gone, we have to make sure to have our money possibly in multiple accounts, so that if things like this happen, we're not just out of luck with not being able to pay our bills or things like that. Because some people were stating that they woke up, and let's say they were supposed to get paid, or they had $2,000 in their account, and then it was making their accounts go negative, and then they were trying to call Bank of America and it was busy, or go in, and they was really kind of giving them a runaround kind of in the beginning, or telling them maybe in a couple of days it would be there. So it's just like, that has to be devastating if something like that happens. Now, if that was to happen to me, now, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to be, kind of alarmed. But on the one hand, since especially Bank of America is backed by the FDIC, more than like you're going to get your money back, but then it's just going to be like when. But, what are you going to do in the meantime, for groceries, gas, and let's say, if you got to pay your mortgage and all your other bills. And so this is why I really love, using credit cards, because pretty much that's what I do for the whole month. I'm using my credit cards for the whole month, except for a few things. But like in this instance, maybe if I would have had to use my credit card, I would like to pay my mortgage or some other things. But, like where HR was saying, having other accounts so that if things like this happen, we kind of still have a backup. So that's why, early in the month when I was giving some tips on how to save, I think this would really work in this scenario so that we're not just out of luck when things like this happen. So, like for myself, we're at the mid month because it's the 19th. So, really, all of my bills are paid for the month. And what I do, I pay most of my bills with my credit cards. So, some, like my cable bill, I have it auto drafted off of one of my credit cards. And then I'll pay some of my other bills with my credit cards. And then just for my everyday expenses, I'll put it on my credit cards. But then, like my mortgage and my State Farm, those are drafted out of my checking account. So let's say if something like that was to happen, I have another checking account with another credit union. So then I could possibly move that money over to, like, if I had Bank of America. So if I needed to pay my mortgage, and then I would just kind of work with Bank of America, like see what's going on, when is the money going to be in there, and so that it's not so difficult. Also, I wanted to talk about some high yield savings accounts as well, because one article that I was reading, it was stating, let's say if you are saving for a rainy day, so this would really be a rainy day if you had to wait a couple of days for Bank of America to deposit that money back into your account, then you can go into your savings account. But what they were saying, and even like what I did, I had so like my Bank of America, not my Bank of America, my Navy Federal savings account, I mean, it's probably earning like $1 a month if it's earning that much. Probably, like 0.8 or something like that. And so, let's say if you have 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 and you're only earning that much, that's why they were having these high yield savings accounts. So I want to talk about, possibly putting that money into a high yield savings. So we're going to look at a couple of those. Let's see. Do you think there would be a payout to all of those customers? Because that is crazy and unfortunate. I definitely think that the money is going to go back, because they did state that they were working on it. And so I will have to probably look to see if it had, but especially for those individuals that, let's say, it took their account into the negative, and let's say if they accrued any, like the late fees and all that kind of stuff, hopefully Bank of America would put that money back in there too, credit their account with that. But I would most definitely think that everybody would get their money back, but it's just going to be like when. So, that was the last that I read of it, that they were getting their money back. But I know it was somebody, I don't know who the person was. They had like 2 million or 10 million in their account, and then it had went all the way down to like 2,000. So I'm just like, wow, I mean, just like what HR is saying, I mean, like, that is crazy. That is very unfortunate, that that's happening. But I think by us, like having more than one account and really having that rainy day fund, that could help us when things happen like that. Because on the one hand, I really feel like they would give people their money back. So, but we would have to see. Let's see. Okay. So I was looking at some high yield savings accounts. Hold on, let's see. So IYBL said, were you a Bank of America preferred member when you were with them? No, I was just like a regular member, but I had just been with them for a long time. So, kind of in my mind, I'm thinking, why would they just close a card like that? But, especially with credit and it's unsecured credit, it's like I guess they have the authority to be able to, they have the authority because they did to take that credit away, especially in times in 2020 and in 2021 when they didn't know, what was kind of going on. And so they don't want people to have like a whole lot of credit, especially if it's unsecured because they don't know what you're going to do with it. But especially, like for myself, those credit cards didn't have a balance on it. And you could see that it was like months and years on some of those that I hadn't had a balance. But this is why I think, because the other day I had did a video on credit utilization. Well, actually, and I posted a video today talking about credit utilization, and somebody had put in a comment stating that their credit score had dropped because they were not having a reporting any credit utilization. And so that's where I feel like I had messed up on those two credit cards, because even though I had them for 15 years, I was not reporting anything, for extended amounts of time. So it's just like, on the one hand, are you even using that credit? You see what I'm saying? Because if I'm not reporting anything, and so that's why now what I like to do is I like to rotate 2 or 7% on some of my credit cards so that I can show utilization. But the key is not paying any interest. So usually for me, after the you have your statement date, after the statement date, I'll make sure to pay the credit card off. That way I am not paying interest on the credit card. So that's what I like to do. So I'll leave 2 or 7%. But really, when we think about credit utilization, 30% or lower, but pretty much 10%. But I'll do 2 or 7%. So, and I'm always trying to play around because y'all know I want to get to over a 800 credit score. And so that's why I'll try to leave a little bit of a balance on there, but I'm not paying any interest so that I can report. Because like this one person said, they had ended up losing like 11 points because they had reported zero. Let's see. IYBL says Synchrony Bank closed my $3,000 PayPal cashback MasterCard out of the blue. This was before they upgraded the card when I got 3 times on purchases using the PayPal method. Yeah, because see, that's what I'm saying. Like when a bank does that, that's just kind of, I'm just like, that's kind of wrong. But like I said, with it being, an unsecured credit, it's like on the one hand, they have the authority to be able to do that. But see, I feel like that's why I like the credit unions a little bit more, because I feel like usually, I don't know that I've seen them do things like that more so compared to banks, but they can. And see, when I had those 2 Bank of America credit cards, I had been with Bank of America like 15 years or something like that. So that was like 2 of my 3 longest credit cards, because with our credit score, our length of credit is going to be 15% of our credit score. So I was really nervous because not only was that going to decrease my was going to decrease my credit, the amount of credit that I had, but then also it was going to decrease my length of credit. I was hoping that it wasn't going to make my credit score go down, but I did have one other credit card that I had around that same time, and so it did not mess up my credit score. So for the one credit card, because that's a city, I have the Citibank credit card, and y'all, I don't have this credit card for so long, and they changed the name of it so many times, and so that's why usually I really don't talk about it a whole lot, because usually I'll forget the name of the credit card because they changed it, but it's the Citi Thank You Rewards, if I'm not making a mistake. So I've had that one for a long time, and so usually I never hardly even use that credit card, because one, it's like, it seems like it's so hard to get points and stuff, especially since I have so many credit cards. And usually for that one, I would just get gift cards so I could get me like an Apple gift card. But it seemed like it takes so long. So I'm still waiting to earn me a couple of points so that I could go ahead and get me a gift card. But like several months, I would not even report any utilization. And so now I'm trying to use the credit card utilization hack where I'll leave a balance on there. So let's see. I love credit unions. So mainly with Schools First FCU and their summer savers account earns a insane a 4.88 APY. That is really good. And so that's a high yield savings account. That's really good. And so we're going to get into that because, especially let's say individuals that had Bank of America. And if anybody had Bank of America and when they woke up and they didn't have their money in the account, please let me know in the comments. And then let me know, how would you feel and what would you do if you woke up and you did not have your money in the account? Like, do you have other savings or checking accounts? So now that we're kind of talking about those savings accounts here, let me share my screen with you guys. Let's see. Okay, so here are a few high yield savings accounts. So let me see. IYBL, he was stating that one of the credit unions that he knows has a 4.88. That is pretty good. I might have to take a look at that because let's say with SoFi, they have a 3.75 and you have to deposit at least $250. Discover, they have a 3.30 and it requires $200. So I was taking a look at this because I do have the Discover It credit card and I love the Discover. And so I was taking a look at this and it was stating, kickstart your savings with $150 or $200 bonus. And this is for first time customers. And so what it's saying is if you deposit $15,000 within 30 days, you can get $150. Or if you deposit $25,000 within the first 30 days, you get $2,000. So I was just like, well, so here is stating, so they're at a 3.30 annual percent yield. And see, the only thing about this is, with the feds raising the interest, it kind of works in the favor. But if it goes down, then, that's where you won't earn as much. So right now, I'm going to say 10,000. So let's say 10,000, but I'm just like, I don't know if I couldn't put 15,000 in this account, within the 30 days. Cause it's just like, you really want to be able to get the $150. So let me know what y'all think about that. But let me say 10,000. So, there are no monthly fees, which is good. No insufficient fund fees. It says minimum opening deposits, but I thought it was $250, but it says 0. So if I annually kept $10,000 in this account, I would earn $330.32. And, let's say if you put the 15,000, let me see, 15,000. So let's say if you could put the 15,000 in this account, for one, you're going to get $150. So that's great. And then two, you would earn $495.49. And so really, that's really about what, $41, $42 a month that you would earn. And that's really not bad. Like if you have 10,000 or 15,000 sitting in, your savings account, why wouldn't you want to earn this amount? 3.30%. I think that that would be great. So I'm definitely gonna consider opening up one of these accounts. So, because you can see right here, the Chase regular savings, it has a $5 monthly fee, and then $34 for insufficient fees, and you would only earn $1.50. That's crazy. But the Citibank City Savings, you could earn $7.50, and then the Bank of America, you have to have $100 minimum, and then 150. So that is that's interesting. Let's see. Let's see. So IYBL said the monthly contribution for the savings is capped at $2,000 per month and is transferred out to one of your other accounts. Okay, so you're still getting 4.88 on $2,000. And then Debt Free Dad said, "What's up, all? Hey, Debt Free Dad. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining." And he stated, "I just opened an account with Ally at 3.42 APR. Now let me come over here. Let me see. Oh, I didn't see Ally on here. Okay, yeah, because I was looking at SoFi and they have 3.75, and because let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Sledge Inc. He was telling me about Andrews. Let me see if I can get in here. Andrews Federal Credit Union, and they have a savings of 4.05, and it's 17 months, and you have to put 1,000 in there. But I'll have to take a look to see. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, he said Ally. Let me see if I can find it. Ally. Let me go in here and take a look. Ally. But I believe I heard that this one was a good one as well. Let's see, savings. Okay. Because I think this one has different buckets. Let's see. Debt Free Dad says, just check, and it's 3.30 now. Yes, but he said that this is a really good account, and it has really good ratings. Hold on. And see, the main thing is, when we're opening up these accounts, we want to make sure that the bank or the credit union is FDIC, so that we can make sure that our money is we want to make sure that our money is safe. So any savings account that we get, or any bank that we're with as well. And so this says that there are no monthly maintenance fees or no minimum balance is required. And I want to say hello to Melissa Jane. How are you doing? So glad that you can join. And it says earn 10% the national average. So that is really good. Let's see. Let me see if I can. Uh-oh, that's a video. I don't want to watch a video. Let's look at the features. Okay. Oh, but here is a good little. So they have Ally online savings. So zero maintenance fee. So yeah, so I think that this one is really good. It has 3.30 compared to Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo. But you know what's so funny? It seems like Ally and Discover, they're kind of pretty much neck and neck if you really look at it, because you see they don't have them up here, but it wouldn't make sense because they are kind of competitors. So this states that yeah, that's really good. Let's see, what did debt free that state? You can have multiple sinking funds in one account. I hate having a bunch of accounts to save for different things. So this helps me. And I think that this is a good point that Debt Free Dad is stating, because, we want to have, I would say the main thing is, one, we want to make sure that we're current on all of our bills. And then two, we want to have a rainy day fund, emergency fund. And some people, they do the different sinking funds. So let's say if you have like an older car, maybe you want to do a sinking fund for different like maintenance and things, or maybe you want to do a sinking fund for, let's say, things that you need to do around the house, or different, it could be different buckets. And so I think what he's stating, for Ally, you can have different buckets for your money, so you can do emergencies, vacations, home, opposed to you having different savings accounts. Because like with one of the credit unions that I'm with, y'all, why do I have so many? I have so many different savings accounts. But like this one would probably, but you have to name them, but this one might be a little bit more user friendly. So I don't know, I will have to take a look and see if this Ally would be better. And so HR says, I think Discover would be good since you have a relationship already and it doesn't have the debit card give you cash back, as well as with Discover, even though, okay, so they barely use the debit card. Yeah. So I know, even for myself, with both of my credit unions that I have, like I hardly ever even carry my debit card. And one, I hardly even carry cash either. But let's say if I have to deposit money, then I'll, carry the card or something like that. But I'm mainly using my credit cards every, day. And so right now my daily drivers are gonna be my Navy Federal flagship and my Navy Federal More Rewards. Those are the two. But y'all, I was thinking, because I have the Chase IHG Premier, and technically you can get 5% um on groceries and gas. But I'm just like, with that card, that's for the hotel stays. And, so I'm just like, I don't know, because I really don't use that one. But I could really probably maximize more of my points. But then y'all also have to check out Debt Free Dad's channel, because he was talking about his Amazon Prime credit card, and they had spent, like so much money on that card, and how much cash back they had got. And when he was doing that video, I was just like, especially for me, I have so many credit cards that I'm using. It's like the money, I don't really feel like I'm always maximizing my cash back or my points, because I'm using so many credit cards compared to him. He was able to get so much on that one credit card. But y'all have to go over to his channel, and he also stated that he had got him another credit card. So he's going to talk about that too. Let's see. IYBL says Capital One's high yield savings is probably better than Ally. I think you can open up unlimited savings sub accounts to categorize savings. So that's great. It's best when you are considering things like this. And so that's why I really liked, opening it up. Here, let me share my screen again, to really, take a look and see which one is going to be beneficial for you, because I was looking at the Discover, they have the SoFi, they have the American Express, they have the City, they have the Lending Club, but then, Debt Free Dad was telling us about Ally, but then IYBL was telling us about Capital One. So it's really good for us to do our due diligence and researching these things. So I really appreciate y'all sharing y'all's input. And I want to give a shout out to Sim. What's going on, Sim? Let me see. Yeah, y'all have to go over to Sim's channel, because I think the other day he had a really good video where he was talking about a family in California where they had like a lawsuit, and they were trying to get like some property, some beachfront property, and I don't know if it was worth like 20 million or more. And once they had got the property back, they were going to end up selling it. And a lot of people were commenting on it saying like, well, why would you sell it? Like the amount of money that you could earn every year and things like that. So y'all have to go over to his channel and check it out. But I did think that was, that was probably a really, really good discussion, because, would you rather just have 20 million in one sum, or let's say if you had property, would you rather have the property and earn, how much would you earn every year on that property, or would you sell some of the property and, keep some of it? But, it is no telling. So, because I think that would be kind of, I don't know if it would be a hard decision, because, everybody is not made out to be, like a property manager and things like that, because I'm pretty sure that it has to be kind of hard, to do that. But it's just like, if maybe you could get a property manager to manage that, and, you would still bring in all of that money. I think that's probably what I would do. I don't know that I would sell it, but you have to look at all sides of it. So, it's not always just so cut and dry all the time. So I'm pretty sure that he had a really good conversation on that. Let's see. Debt Free Dad says, do you hack bank accounts for the bonus? I know someone who made 10K in 1 year just opening up bank accounts with different institutions. Debt Free Dad, that is a really good question, because there's another YouTuber, and man, what is his name? And he was on Instagram and he was saying it, and I was just like, whoa. I was kind of thinking about it, and I was just like, he was like, yeah, you should do it. And I think he's going to consider doing it. But I'm just like, I don't know, having those different those different checking accounts. But on the one hand, like most of the time, you usually probably only have to put like 500 or something. So I don't know, because if I could earn $10,000 in 1 year just putting in, but see, I really would want to know how much would you have to invest in doing that. And see, the thing is, let's say you had just $5,000 or $10,000 sitting in accounts, and it's not even in a high yield savings, like you have it in just like a regular account, and you're earning like $1 a month. And to be able to take some of that money and break it down and to put it into these checking accounts, I mean, I don't know. I think I might look into it. I thought it was a great idea. And then IYBL said that he does that. Wow. That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna kind of look into it, especially, like doing the credit card churning and stuff. But it's like, this year I haven't opened up any new accounts. Let me see. We got Jean 1984 G in here says, "Hey Tasha, what is your next credit card?" And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't opened up any credit cards. I haven't opened up any personal credit cards since December of 2021. I had opened up two credit cards in one day, the Navy Federal Cash Rewards credit card and the American Express Everyday credit card. But I did open up a business credit card in May. I think it was either April or May of 2022. And so I've been looking at other credit cards. Gene, don't get me started, because I'll be talking about the American Express Gold card. But it was so funny, y'all, because yesterday or the other day when I had last did my live, and I was talking about what if they stop doing the credit card cash back and the rewards. What are some of the other perks on credit cards? And so I was looking at the American Express Platinum credit card, and I'm just like, how do I think that I was really liking the American Express Platinum credit card? And I was just like, I could see why people would really like that credit card, but that has a $695 annual fee. And then I'll be complaining about the $250 annual fee for the American Express Gold card. So y'all, I just be laughing at myself sometimes. Jeffrey Dad says, that was me. Exactly. I had $15K in an account and I made like $8 in interest. And see, that's what I'm saying, because it was this article that I was reading, and they were saying a lot of people will have, like 10 or 15,000 in just like a regular savings account, and they're not really earning any money. And so that's what got me to thinking. It's just like, dang, like how much money have I left on the table, just having that money sitting in there. And, even if you're just earning, let's say like with Jeffrey Dad, he's saying that he had, like if he had 15,000, and so we're looking at this Discover, and so in 1 month he will put 15,000, so he's going to automatically earn $150, plus he's going to earn almost $500. So that's almost $700 that he would earn in a year, opposed to the little dollar that you earning, like this, $1.50, like with Chase, it's a 0.01 or 0.05, $7.50. And it's just like, wow, like that's crazy. I would way rather want to earn this much. Now, the only thing is, I think that you do have to make sure, because I think at the end of the year, you're going to get, what is it, like a 10, I don't know, like a 1099 in or something. Don't give me the line on that, because I'm not a tax professional. But here, let me see. I saw it somewhere. But yeah, you do have to file the taxes for that. And see, even debt-free dad, I believe, I'm not for sure 100%, but even when you do those checking accounts, sometimes they do send you like a 1099. I don't know if it's an N or a T, but debt-free dad, you have to tell me, because you might know. But they'll send you, because the interest that you earn, you will have to file that on your taxes. Not credit cards. I'm not for sure, but yeah. So yes. So, that's the main thing, that I really wanted to talk about today, because it's just like, wow, if you woke up and you didn't have your money in your account, like what's going on with Bank of America. So you see what we're talking about, having multiple, either banks or credit union, or having a mix of banks and, like a bank and a credit union that way. And then maybe like a high yield savings account. That way you can have money in multiple accounts. So if something like this happens, you'll be able to still function while you wait to get your money back. And then I was stating that for myself, what I like to do is, because I like to use my credit cards on everything. So let's say already, like I paid all the bills for the month, and most of those I paid on my credit card. and then I'll pay it off at the end. Well, yeah, I'll pay it off at the end of the month. Well, really after the statement date, because I wanted to report on to my credit, onto my credit, so that they'll show utilization so that they're not closing those accounts down. And then we talked about these high yield savings accounts because if you got, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, or 15,000, you don't want to be just earning no $8 in interest in a year. So, you want to get you a high yield savings account. And Debt Free Dad said it's a 1099 INT. Okay. Thank you so much for letting me know, because I knew it was a 1099, but I didn't know which one that it was. So, that's the only thing. So, and then Debt Free Dad was telling us about, doing, checking account hacks. And IYBL said that he does the checking account hacks. Like when you open up the different checking accounts. I wanted to see if I can pull one up, because you know how sometimes you can open it up and you might have to have like $250 in there, maybe like for 3 or 6 months, and you might earn maybe like $500 or something like that. But that's pretty cool. And so he was stating that somebody earned $10,000 in 1 year. So I don't know. I'm gonna look into it. I am definitely gonna look into that. But let's see. And then we were talking about credit utilization, because somebody had asked me about keeping, should you keep 10% on your credit cards, as a utilization, let it report to the credit bureau, or zero. And so, when you report zero, because somebody was also saying in the comments they had reported zero, and it ended up making their credit score go down 11 points. And so, and then also, like for myself and IYBL, we have had credit cards cut, they closed them, because I know for myself, I was not reporting any I was not reporting any utilization, and they ended up closing those credit cards. And I was just so mad when they did that. So we want to, report some credit utilization. It could be under 10%, 7%. Sometimes I rotate it 2 or 7%. But see, this is the thing. And, even if I leave, like that one time I left 30% on there, but I didn't do it on purpose. But I had just opened that credit card, and it only ended up being 1% for my overall utilization. But I don't know that I would want to do that all the time. And then especially like in this situation, you don't want to have high utilization on your credit cards, because let's say if you really, if something happened, you need to use your credit cards. If you are maxing out or have high utilization, then you won't have any room, if something comes up and you really need to use your credit cards. So let's see. IYBL says, what would your credit report say if you only had one charge card? Well, now I don't know that it would be bad, because it really depends. Because let's say, like with my one Citibank credit card, and I've had that credit card for over 15 years. And I would say that you really would have to make sure with that credit card that you didn't max it out, because let's say if you only had one credit card and it had $30,000 on it, you wouldn't be able to, you would want to keep it under 30 or really 10% utilization, so that it doesn't mess up your credit score. Because the thing is, our credit score is made up of 5 components. So you have your payment history, your credit utilization, your length of credit, your new credit, and your credit mix. So, like let's say you got a credit card at 18, and then you've had that credit card for 15 years. So you're going to have 15 years of a length of credit. And then if you have, let's say, a credit card and then maybe student loans, that's going to be a good mix of credit. And then if you have good payment history on that credit card, that's looking good. And then, since you only have the one credit card, you don't have any new credit, you don't have any, inquiries on your credit report. So that's good. So, even if you have one credit card, it's not gonna hurt you to have one credit card. It's just gonna really depend on how long have you had that credit cards and things like that. Let's see, but charge cards don't have a limit. That's what I mean. Well, see, really with a charge card, well, see, the thing is, I still really feel like with the charge card, because it states that you do have to pay the credit card off. But I feel like with American Express, I think that they are kind of being a little bit more lenient on that. Let me see if I can pull it up. Cards. Let's see. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Because I believe, hold on, let me see all credit cards. Here, let me share my screen again. Okay. So, let's see. With the gold card. Let's view details. Okay, so with the gold card, hold on, let it come up. So I think what he's asking is with the gold, with some of the American Express credit cards, it is a charge card, so you don't have a limit. But I would still think within that, you're still gonna have a statement date and things like that. And so you have to pay those credit cards off every month. But I would think that hold on, let's see. What does he say? He says May 2021 to May 2020. Oh, I earned $2,070. The biggest bonus I got was from Tastyworks, where they gave me $500 from 10K after 90 days, which technically was 20.28 APY. I do this with only checking accounts. Wow. Now, do you have a channel? Because I know that you do ATMs as well. And so I think that would be a really good thing to take a look at. But that's pretty good. And I haven't heard about that bank. Okay. So with the American Express Gold Card, what I was referring to is because this is a charge card, and I would say even with my American Express everyday card, even though I have a credit limit, you do have a kind of like a charge. It'll tell you, okay, you can put in, well, how much do you really want to charge? And it'll let you know, well, how much do you really have of an available balance? But what this is stating is they have an APR for pay over time feature. So I really feel like with even some of the credit cards that are charge cards, they still kind of have a pay over time. So I think that they're kind of being a little bit flexible with that. But you'll have to let me know if that's what you're referring to. But I would say, in my opinion, I still think that you would be able to do the utilization hack. You would just have to make sure that you understand your statement date and your due date and your like the monthly payment that you would have to make. So that's the main thing with doing the credit card utilization hack, really understanding, like your statement so that you can know, how much you can leave on a credit card that's not going to be over 10%, and when your statement day ends so that you're not paying interest. And so that's how I do it. But some people don't want to do that. But like for me, since I'm trying to increase my credit score, I really play around a lot with my credit utilization. So, but I would just think, just for having just like a regular credit card, I don't know that all that's really necessary. Let's see. IYBL says, I'm really thinking about starting a YouTube channel. I'm just getting started with my ATM business, but I might start as a TikTok versus a YouTube for business. I don't know. I would say do both, because if you're recording for, let's say, your TikTok, you can still, put it on your YouTube channel. And then that way you can go ahead and get started on your watch hours. And then especially in February, YouTube is going to be starting to YouTube paying people for the shorts. And so that's very similar to TikTok. So, I would say use that content for multiple platforms. And then so you're just making one piece of content and you put it on multiple platforms, because you have some people that just like TikTok, you have some people that just like YouTube, and then you have some people that like Instagram. I don't know how many people still like Facebook, but I hear Facebook is really paying pretty good over there. So, just kind of consider it. So yeah, let's see. But I really appreciate y'all joining. I'm probably gonna get out of here soon. But if there's anybody that's wants to hop on, let's see if I can. Hold on. Ooh, I don't want to mess anything up. Okay, there we go. If anybody wants to come up, I can stay on for a few moments. Here's the link to the StreamYards. If anybody wants to come up, I'll stay on for about another 3 minutes. And thanks to the Debt Free Dad, gave me a $1.99 super sticker. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Sim says, I had a coworker who spends January focusing on earning money from opening accounts. So that must really be a thing. So, man, we have all these ways. So we have, you could do credit card hacking or credit card churning, where you are opening up credit cards to get the points and the rewards and the cash back. Or we've talked about being able to open up checking account hacks to where you can earn money opening up checking accounts. And Debt Free Dan said that he knew somebody that opened up checking accounts and made $10,000 in 1 year. That is great. But like I was stating, sometimes those checking accounts, they might send you a 1099 at the end of the year. So you might have to pay taxes on that. So yeah, let's see. I'm 15 minutes behind on 2Speed. That's so funny. See, that is hilarious, because I like to watch videos on 1.75 and 2Speed. I like to do that. And I can really understand it. And you know what? I kind of really like my voice in 2Speed. That is so weird, y'all. Yes, I love to watch things in 1.75 or 2. Let me see. My little rinky dink 2000 bonuses is nothing compared to bank accounts, Bonus Central, and run on bank YouTube channels. What they earn 10,000 annually. Wow. Mm. Man, but yeah, I would love for my YouTube channel, to earn more. Let's see. Sadly, my payroll department sucks with changing direct deposits. Yeah, because sometimes with those checking accounts, you do have to do direct deposit because at my company, they had opened up a credit union, and actually I do remember you could get $400, but you had to do, I believe, a $500, you had to do a $500 direct deposit. And so I was just like, I had kind of thought about it, but I ended up not doing it. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into this because earning $10,000 in 1 year, that's pretty good. Well, thank you so much, Sim, for joining. Yes, I really appreciate it. All right, y'all. So we have been on for 1 hour, but I thank y'all so much for joining and giving y'all feedback. But I hope that y'all have a great rest of the night, and I hope that y'all have a great weekend. Have a good one, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.